There's been a lot of discussion about what individual senators might be interested in, and when I met
I really want to hear what you have to say, Judge, what protesters have to say. Please go ahead. Have you been advised, have you been told what any Democratic senator has been advised to do by our staff at this hearing?
Right. So when I met individually with the 65 senators, including almost every member of the committee, a lot of the senators, a lot of you in the meetings told me issues you were interested in.
So yesterday when I asked you about these specific events, you said you didn't have any recollection. So I'm not going to ask if you remember receiving this email. I'm going to ask you this. Why would you ever be asked to keep secret Democratic talking points if they were legitimately obtained?
I am looking at these, Senator, and it says, for example, it looks like Biden's staff is asking him not to attend the hearing. I don't know why that.
But look how you received it.
I know, I don't know why that's even confidential, because
whether it is or not, would you consider that somewhat unusual to be receiving from a Republican staff member something marked highly confidential, telling him what he's found out the Democrats going to do?
Well, as I explained yesterday, Senator, my understanding of this process is that the staffs do talk with one another, that they're not camps with no communication.
Well, that is convenient. But we don't know what's in them either, because we've never had so much withheld before. We don't know what's in all of the documents. They're still being gone through by the archives because this is being rushed through and we don't get a chance to see them. That's not fair to us, and frankly, Judge, it's not fair to you. You've probably been told you have the votes to be confirmed, so you don't have to care. But I care. I care about the integrity of the Supreme Court. I care about who's on there. I think you should care what's in that, just as we should care what's in it. There are even more documents than I had time to discuss today. I find it impossible to reconcile what you're regularly being told, that your testimony that you received nothing stolen, had no reason to suspect anything was stolen, when frankly, as we now know, Republican staffer Manny Miranda stole things. And some of the things he stole went directly to you. Let me ask you another one. To get you in a bind, Judge, I'm asking them because it is so easy on these hearings to say, I don't remember, and oftentimes that's the case. But you mentioned Mr. Gonzalez. He had difficulty remembering when he came here. He had one hearing where, so that he wouldn't have that problem, I gave him, I think, 35, 45 of the questions ahead of time. On every one of them, he said, I don't remember, I don't recall. And then every question asked, almost every question asked by both Republicans and Democrats said, I don't recall, I don't remember. Shortly after that, he went to private practice. But the I think it is so difficult when that you don't remember the things done by somebody who I think on both sides of the aisle we would agree is one of the most egregious breaches of committee confidentiality, when Manny Miranda stole material from here, stole it to send it to you and others at the White House. And you have no recollection of that.
I obviously recall the emails, or have seen the emails, but your question, your larger question was, did that raise a red flag? And I've answered that no.
This hearing is neither entertaining nor appropriate for young people. Now, some of my colleagues, who I respect greatly, are trying to make a point. I don't know what that point is. But I do know this: if you want to be president, which I can understand that, it's hard. And what you do will be the example others will follow. Back to the subject matter, the Morrison case. Was that about separation of powers?
That was a separation of powers case.
Okay. You took the position that he's not above the law, but in terms of indicting a sitting president, it would be better for the country to wait. And the person who echoed that the most, or at least effectively, I thought, from his point of view, was Joe Biden. So there's nothing new here, folks. When it's a Democratic president, they adopt the positions that they're arguing against now, but that's nothing new in politics. I'm sure we do the same thing. So this man, Judge Kavanaugh, is not doing anything wrong by talking about this issue the way he talks about it. What we're doing wrong is blending concepts to justify a vote that's going to be inevitable. You don't have to play these games to vote no. Just say you don't agree with his philosophy. You don't think he's qualified. But the thing that I hate the most is to take concepts and turn them around upside down to make people believe there's something wrong with you. There's nothing wrong with you. The fault lies on our side. Most Americans, after this hearing, will have a dimmer view of the Senate. Rightly so. I don't want anybody to believe that you stole anything. Did you steal anything from anybody while you were working at the White House councils?
No.
Did you know that anybody stole anything, or did you encourage them to steal anything?
No.
Did you use anything knowingly that was stolen?
No.
So you can talk about Mr. Miranda, and he deserves all the scorn you can heap on him. But I don't want the public to believe that you did anything wrong, because I don't believe you did. So it's okay to vote no. But it's not okay to take legal concepts and flip them upside down and act like we're doing something wrong on the Republican side when you had the exact same position when it was your turn.